What if there's a technological advancement so powerful that it transforms the very basic pillars of our society? A technology which fundamentally influences the way that our economy, governance systems, and businesses function, and could change our conceptual understanding of trade, ownership, and trust. This technology already exists, and it's called cryptocurrency. People often think of cryptocurrency as only virtual money or a transaction system. But if you look closer, you'll see that the monetary aspect is just the tip of the iceberg. That's because cryptocurrency is a groundbreaking internet technology for which money is merely one of the possible applications. Cryptocurrency enables a network of computers to maintain a collective bookkeeping via the internet. This bookkeeping is neither closed nor in control of one party. Rather, it is public and available in one digital ledger which is fully distributed across the network. We call this the blockchain. In the blockchain, all transactions are logged, including information on the time, date, participants, and amount of every single transaction. Each node in the network owns a full copy of the blockchain. On the basis of complicated, state-of-the-art mathematical principles, the transactions are verified by the so-called cryptocurrency miners, who maintain the ledger. The mathematical principles also ensure that these nodes automatically and continuously agree about the current state of the ledger and every transaction in it. If anyone attempts to corrupt a transaction, the nodes will not arrive at a consensus, and hence will refuse to incorporate the transaction in the blockchain. So every transaction is public, and thousands of nodes unanimously agree that a transaction has occurred on date X at time Y. It's almost like there's a notary present at every transaction. This way, everyone has access to a shared single source of truth. This is why we can always trust the blockchain. And each cryptocurrency is both individually identifiable and programmable. This means that users can assign properties to each unit. Users can program a unit to represent a eurocent, or a share in a company, a kilowatt-hour of energy, or a digital certificate of ownership. Automizing such matters leads to a considerable decrease in bureaucracy, which saves accountants, controllers, and the organization in general an incredible amount of time. But there's more. In an Internet of Things, our economy will be dealing with machines that actively participate in the economic traffic. In fact, they're already here. Think of a vending machine, or drones delivering packages. These machines are unfamiliar with the concept of trust. Because of the blockchain, the drone can be 100% certain that it will deliver the package to the right recipient and know for sure that it's been paid for. And we can program the vending machine in such a way that it will automatically keep track of its supplies, order new supplies from the supplier, and pay for them automatically. Of course, you'll understand that this is only the beginning. Internet technology is disruptive and breaks the status quo. It opens markets and breaks the positions of middlemen all the time. The blockchain and cryptocurrencies have caused a paradigm shift. It's time to explore this new technology constructively and critically, and openly discuss potential applications.
The world is becoming an increasingly digital space. Today, we manage, share, and store our lives online. Data is gathered from our devices, computers, and smartphones that collect and transmit information on what we do. But that is just the beginning. Soon, most things, including our TVs, watches, and even diapers, will collect and transmit data. In fact, if we gathered all the data from the beginning of time until the year 2000, it would be less than we now create in a minute. This phenomenon is transforming our understanding of the world and our place in it. It's become known as big data. Big data could be invaluable for business. It could provide a window into the lives of customers that we have never previously imagined. But there is a problem. How do we unravel the strands of big data and pick out the relevant parts? Data comes from so many sources. How do we know where to look? And how do we access it? In short, how do we turn all this information into knowledge? Businesses are already using big data to better understand and predict customer behaviour and optimise and improve business processes. But the possible applications of big data are endless. We're only just beginning to see the emergence of the big data economy. Your business needs to consider big data or risk being left behind. Here at the Advanced Performance Institute, we specialise in helping companies understand and leverage big data. For more information on the topic, please visit our website at www.ap-institute.com, where you can find more information, free articles, white papers, practical case studies, and much more.
It's been a strange year for Bitcoin, the stateless digital currency invented just 6 years ago that's now used for $50 million worth of transactions a day. Its price has swung wildly from over $1,000 at the end of 2013 to around $200 today. But despite the volatility, everyone from banks to stock exchanges and Silicon Valley technologists are starting to make bets on Bitcoin companies. Why?
I think when you see people investing in Bitcoin, it sounds like they're investing in the currency, but I think you'll find they're not really. The institutional money that's going in is going into the underlying technology, not the payment instrument itself. So investing in Bitcoin doesn't really mean investing in Bitcoin. It means investing in what they call the blockchain technology, which is the new technology that sits underneath Bitcoin.
The blockchain is essentially a giant record book of all Bitcoin transactions. It is to Bitcoin what the internet is to email, a big electronic system on top of which you can build applications. Currency is just one. The supposed benefit is that it takes away the need for trusted third-party record keepers like banks and replaces them with a system that relies on code breaking and the wisdom of crowds. Its advocates think it has the potential to be cheaper, more transparent, and more reliable. To understand how this blockchain works, I went to one of the places where new bitcoins get minted, a data centre just outside London.
This is a Bitcoin mine. No rocks or gold nuggets in sight, but instead rack upon rack of special computers in a data centre. That's the hum you can hear from behind me. Companies use them running 24 hours a day to solve complex mathematical problems. And the prize? New batches of Bitcoin that get released every time a puzzle is solved.
The blockchain maintains itself by getting computers, known as miners, to take part in a game where transactions are almost a side effect. Like a poker player counting cards played, every miner keeps a copy of the whole blockchain so they can compete to decode the next round of transactions. When someone wants to transfer bitcoins, they broadcast a message out to the network of miners with the details. Every few minutes, the system picks up bundles of these transactions and automatically wraps them up in a tricky maths problem. Whoever solves it first writes down the transactions in the blockchain and broadcasts the answer out to the other miners, who can check it is correct. The winner is rewarded with some new bitcoins, and the transaction, involving the existing bitcoins, gets processed.
Well, looking to the future, I think the technology has quite wide applications. It's hard to think of them at first because we're in an environment where most of our financial institutions are actually trusted and regulated. I mean, when I go and look at my bank account, I don't expect Barclays to have secretly changed it in the meantime. But there are a myriad of financial services all around the world where people don't have trusted and uncorruptible institutions and records.
Land registries, identity storage, and peer-to-peer stock exchanges are just some of the potential uses of the blockchain. But there are big risks. Over time, the cost of maintaining the blockchain will rise due to tougher regulation and the mechanics of the game, which means some of the most interesting applications may not be economical. Price volatility also makes market manipulation a concern, and competing non-Bitcoin related blockchains are springing up.
The Bitcoin price is important in one very specific way for the Bitcoin blockchain, which is the price provides an incentive for people to use their computers to maintain the blockchain and keep it going. And it's certainly true to say in the long run that is unsustainable. But that's Bitcoins and the Bitcoin blockchain. That doesn't mean there aren't other blockchains or other ways of incentivizing, I mean, money is one of them, people to maintain blockchains.
The idea of independent competing computers that can agree on a definitive record instead of using a trusted middleman might be appealing, but it's unclear whether this blockchain could ever really separate truth from trust. Sally Davies, Financial Times, London.